Assalamu alaikum guys, hope you guys are good. Just gonna make a quick video on the pros and cons of training after iftar. As you know, we've done an iftar session that we recorded for you guys, a chest and back one. So now we're gonna just tell you guys the pros and cons on how we felt during that session. Okay. Right, so pros and cons, advantages, disadvantages, whatever you guys want to call it. We're gonna start off with the advantages first. All right, so an advantage to training after iftar. As you know, if you train after iftar, you're gonna have a meal in you, you're gonna have energy. If you've had a healthy, balanced meal, you will have the fuel to be able to, you know, pursue your training session with a higher intensity than you normally would if you were to train before breaking the fast.
Probably almost to the level that you would normally train at when it's not Ramadan as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so another advantage of training after iftar is you get to stay hydrated. And that's that's like a big plus, because when you're training heavy or even training intense, your mouth gets dry. You need to, like, it's very desirable to take sips of water after every set, and to be able to do that is a big plus. So that's a huge advantage of being able to of training after iftar. Next, another advantage.
Another advantage I would say is you know, you've got your day out of the way. You've prayed. You've read Quran, you've made your du'as, so you focused on your worship and that one.
When you're in a fasted state, yeah.
You know,
exactly.
And you've gone to the masjid afterwards. So another pro to training after iftar is when you're going to the gym, it's more likely to be empty at that time because of the time of the night you're going. So you should be able to maneuver around the gym a lot quicker at that time than you would be able to in the daytime at peak hours, like from around 6 to 8 o'clock.
So you're saying your session will be more effective?
Your session will be
more in and out effective, quicker, not
more
waiting.
More intense, and in and out, man, in and out. No time wasted.
Right, so that's pretty much quite a few of the pros of training post-iftar. Moving on to the negatives, so the disadvantages of training. All right, this one goes up to the masses really. So if you got a 9 to 5, sleep is very important. And after iftar, you're gonna have to be up for, say, most people are gonna have to be up around 7 AM at least to get ready for work. But in Ramadan, you have to be up for Fajr. Fajr's coming in at around 3:20 to 3:40, depending on where you follow. And most people will stay up. Like, by the time you're done with your night prayers, it's around 11 o'clock. Then you train, it's gonna be midnight. So you're really limited for time, and it will really affect your sleep. So quite a big disadvantage of training after iftar is going to be the time you have to sleep, and sleep is probably one of the most important thing, I would say. Would you agree, in terms of
100%.
recovery and your performance and whatnot? So that's a big disadvantage of training after iftar is lack of sleep. Alright guys, one other disadvantage of training after iftar is for the people that, for example, have a slow digestive system, and on top of that, they get bloated easily. So obviously when you're eating post iftar, of course you shouldn't eat much, but for some people that still might make them feel a little bloated and their stomach might be a bit full. So when it comes to training, it's a big no training with a full stomach. You might throw up, on top of that, sometimes it makes you feel fatigued, because your body, when you train it with a bloated stomach, it might actually make you want to faint, and I've experienced that myself before. So that's another disadvantage of post iftar, because having food in your system that hasn't digested yet does adversely affect your performance in the gym.
Okay guys, I hope you found that little bit of information useful. So we're just gonna wrap it up. But yeah, so the ideal person,
that this suits really.
Yeah. Obviously, for someone working a 9 to 5, is someone who has a chance to, have a power nap in the day, 20 minutes, let's say. They call that a cat nap, and they, or if you can get an action nap in, as they call it, say 40 to 45 minutes, where you nap, but you don't fall too much into a deep sleep.
If they can't get that nap in, I wouldn't suggest training after, because you're going to be too tired, and with each day that goes by, you get deeper and deeper into that state of being tired, and your body will actually never recover fully. So only if you can get that power nap in, we would recommend it for those people that work a 9 to 5 to train after iftar, if they can get the power nap in.
Also,
If you're self-employed.
Yeah, so, and obviously as well, someone who, you know, doesn't have a good diet and they think that they can just jump into the gym training after iftar and soldier in and wake up the next day, you know, that's going to be very tricky for you guys. So if you know that your diet is not on point, and you're not eating that healthy food, you're eating more, you know, high fats with carbs, but like, you know, it's just the kind of carbs are just, you know, sugars and all that artificial stuff. This is just gonna make your energy go up and down, straight back down, and you're gonna crash. So it's gonna really affect your, you know, your 9 to 5. So you have to make sure you know, you've got your diet on point if you're gonna train at this time during Ramadan. Alright guys, so this is our iftar, pros and cons, positives and negatives, whatever you want to call it. We will be doing one for training just before iftar, which will be around about an hour to 2 hours just before iftar, and then, you know,
covering the same kind of points, but respective to that. And yeah, don't forget to like the video, leave comments, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum.